Okay, so this is the question as it appeared in the exam last year. Again, obviously we're in the key of A flat, and we can see we have a few kind of key, kind of common harmonic vocabulary items here that you may have addressed already through the year. So the first one that comes to mind covers those first three chords there with a passing 6/4 chord. Really common progression. I'm sure you've looked at that. But again, when you're approaching any of these sorts of questions, it is, really great if you can identify some of this vocabulary straight off, because you probably already have techniques, strategies in place to address those. Here's our chromatic chord, which we'll kind of look at the spelling of in a moment, and then a fairly common predominant movement from chord 4, chord 2, 6, 5 in first inversion, and then finishing on the dominant chord. So again, there are many techniques and strategies here. One that you see quite often that many instructors recommend is to start by just spelling out all your diatonic chords in the key of A flat major. So you have that as a reference. And I'll flick onto my next slide here. So A flat major, I have just spelled out each Roman numeral. I have included sevenths on the 2 chord and also on the 5/7 chord here. I've left them off the others. They're most common on the 2 chord and the 5/7 and the 5 chord. You can include them elsewhere if you choose to. And then basically I have just spelled out my scale. So my A flat major scale here, A flat, B flat, C, D flat, E flat, F and G, and then stacked thirds on top of that. So each row is just representing stacked thirds for the key there. So that can be a really good reference point as we start to spell out the chords.